Are you looking to upgrade your PC but you don't know which graphics card to get? The GPU is one of the most important components when it comes to gaming performance if you want the smoothest experience. And trust me when I say picking the wrong graphics card will lead to stutters and FPS drops, which is every gamer's worst nightmare. That's why I had tested a bunch of the latest graphics cards to help you find the perfect GPU for your budget and your needs. Whether you're playing at 1080p, 1440p or even 4K, today, this guide will help you avoid the bad graphics cards and get the best ones. As always, all the links to these GPUs will be down below in the video description with the latest prices and availability in your region. My name is Valentino. That being said, let's start. If you are looking to play at 1080p and you are looking for a budget graphics card, so you don't want to spend over $300, then I highly recommend you getting the Intel Arc B580. This graphics card has 12GB of VRAM, which will be enough for just any game at 1080p, and you will be achieving very smooth frame rates when it comes to 1080p, even in the high demanding titles like Cyberpunk 2077, for example. Overall, this is a great GPU, and if you want to play esports shooters like Fortnite or Valorant, it will also depend on your CPU, but you will be able to play at 200 plus FPS on average competitive settings with this graphics card and the right CPU. Now, if you don't know much about CPUs, don't worry, because later on this video I will explain it in more detail. Now, this GPU by the time of filming goes for $260, which is a very fair price, and it's well under $300 in case you are looking to play at 1080p smoothly. And if you have more money to spend and you want to get the best performing graphics cards for 1080p, then I recommend you considering the RX 9060 XT 16GB model or RTX 5060 Ti if you want to go with Nvidia. Both of these GPUs will be perfect for 1080p ultra settings. In the most high demanding games out there, you will have no issues. You're going to be maxing out 1080p resolution, and I'm talking about well over 90 plus FPS on average high to ultra settings in these high demanding games. So very strong performance, and the price goes for around $370 for the AMD graphics card, and if you want to go Nvidia, then it's going to cost you a bit more at $430. Just keep in mind that the 5060 Ti has a better level of ray tracing performance, and it has DLSS, which is the better upscaling technology. So if you are going to be using the upscaler, going with Nvidia is going to be the best option. And also, these two graphics cards will be the best price to performance GPUs for 1440p. So if you have a 1440p monitor and you're not looking to spend a ton of money, you're definitely looking for GPUs under 500 USD, then the 5060 Ti or 9060 XT from AMD will be perfect, and you will be able to run even high demanding games at 60 plus FPS on average on high to ultra settings, which is very smooth performance. And when it comes to esports shooters, if you have the right CPU, you will be achieving well over 300 plus FPS on average competitive settings at both 1080p and 1440p resolution. Now, if you want a higher end graphics card for 1440p, if you have more money to spend, I highly recommend you getting the Nvidia RTX 5070. This graphics card is one of the fastest best GPUs for 1440p, and you will be achieving very high frame rates even in high demanding games high to ultra settings, and I'm talking well over 100 FPS on average. On top of that, the 5070 is also 4K capable, so if down the line you want to upgrade to 4K resolution and you use the right settings, you will be achieving 60 plus FPS in high demanding games at 4K. So overall, this is one of the best price to performance graphics cards in the entire market, and as of right now, the price is actually lower than its MSRP, which is a great deal. By the time of filming, it's going for $520, which is an amazing price for this GPU. And remember, you can play any game that you want at 1440p and even some 4K resolution gaming. Now, if you have a little bit more money to spend, you can go AMD and get the RX 9070. This one is going to be slightly faster than the RTX 5070, but most importantly, it has 16GB of VRAM compared to the 5070's 12GB. Now, the main difference here is that, let's say down the line you want to upgrade to 4K resolution, there are some games that will require more than 12GB of VRAM on high to ultra settings at 4K. However, at 1440p, this is not as much as a concern because most games at 1440p will not require more than 12GB of VRAM, even on high to ultra settings. So to make the decision easier for you, if you want the best price to performance GPU, go with the 5070. However, if you want slightly faster performance and you may upgrade to 4K down the line and you want to play very high demanding games, then I highly recommend you getting the 9070 and spending the extra. Now, the 9070 will cost you around 600 USD by the time of filming, which is around $80 more compared to the 5070. And if you have a 4K monitor right now and you're looking for the best price to performance GPU, I highly recommend you getting the 5070 Ti. This one is going to be one of the best GPUs in the entire market for just any resolution. It has 16GB of VRAM, which is enough for 4K in the latest demanding games, And it's also very fast when it comes to gaming performance. You're going to be getting really fast frame rates, even at 4K high to ultra settings in high demanding games. In fact, you can expect well over 80 FPS in this type of games. And if you have a 1440p monitor right now, you can also use this graphics card to max out this resolution. At 1440p, you can expect well over 120 plus FPS in the high demanding games I've been talking about. So it's very fast performance. So if you have the amount of money to buy this graphics card and you have a 1440p monitor, there's no need to upgrade to 4K because this GPU will be very fast for 1440p. But if you already have a 4K display and you're looking for a more price to performance graphics card, this one will be perfect. Now the price as of right now is $750, and if you want to go slightly lower, you can choose AMD and go with the RX 9070 XT. Just keep in mind that as of right now, it's only $50 cheaper, and at that price point, I highly recommend you going with the NVIDIA GPU because you get the NVIDIA feature set. So you get a better level of ray tracing performance, and again, you get DLSS, which is the better upscaler overall. Not only that, but also some content creation and productivity work applications work better with NVIDIA. Now, if the price difference by the time of watching this video is $100 or more, or maybe you are in a different region like the UK or Canada, might make more sense in terms of price to performance. But for a $50 difference, I highly recommend you choosing the 5070 Ti. And if you have even more money to spend than $750, for around $250 more, you can get the NVIDIA RTX 5080, which is going to be a high-end 4K GPU that will allow you to play any game at 4K high to ultra settings with no issues. It's going to be slightly faster than the 5070 Ti, nothing too crazy, but if you have more money to spend and you have a higher budget, going with the 5080 will be the better option because you're going to be getting better gaming performance at 4K resolution. And if you don't care about money, you just want the fastest performance, then I do recommend you getting the RTX 5090, which is the fastest graphics card in the market at the moment, and you will be able to max out any high demanding game at 4K resolution on ultra settings with no issues. In fact, you can expect well over 120 plus FPS on average at 4K ultra settings in high demanding games. Now, this GPU is also the most expensive one out there at $2,200, but it's definitely much cheaper than it used to be. Some 5090s were selling for $4,000 to $10,000 in the last few months, so it's finally getting back to its MSRP of $2,000. And remember, you may have the best graphics card, but you need the right CPU and the right PC overall. So if you're building a PC yourself, I have a complete video talking about the best PCs that you can build right now. You will find that one in the top right corner of the screen. Every PC that I mentioned there has no bottlenecks, and if you don't want to build a PC yourself, you just want a pre-built gaming system, I also have a complete guide on the best pre-built PCs of the month. So you will find that one in the top left corner of the screen. Just keep in mind that both videos have gaming PCs with no bottlenecks, high FPS, and a PC for every budget. And remember that if you are looking to upgrade your graphics card, you will find every GPU mentioned today down in the video description with the latest prices and availability in your region. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.